Listen up.
This just in.
All the gossip. The Rumor Report.
Gossip.
With Angela Yee.
It's the Rumor Report.
The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, there is a Young Thug docuseries and podcast coming, and that's going to be based on everything that's going on with these RICO charges. Now, according to Rolling Stone Films and Jigsaw Productions, they're saying this is about the larger Atlanta hip-hop boom and the ongoing RICO case against YSL that accuses Young Thug and 27 other alleged collaborators of crimes ranging from racketeering to murder. The project seeks to separate the fact from the fiction of the criminal charges against YSL members while also interrogating the controversial practice of prosecutors using rap lyrics as evidence of criminal activity.
So Young Thug and his family have nothing to do with this. This is just Rolling Stone doing it.
It's a docuseries, yes, and a podcast.
This is very premature.
And so
This is very premature. Like, what happened to waiting until the story plays out before folks try to tell your story? Like, he just got arrested in May. Can he have his day in court first?
No, I guess they're following what goes on in court.
Yeah, they're still in the early stages, so everything it's unnamed, and they're just getting started producing. But I guess if they plan to do this, they have to start now.
Yeah, and of course,
as far as documenting everything.
Of course, they're still in the early stages because the situation is still in the early stages. They don't got nothing to report on yet.
I mean, it'd be interesting. I think people definitely want to see because people want to know now. They don't know what's true, what's fake, what's false, what's not, what's really going on. So the fact that they document it and they go to court every day and can break down what those charges are, what really happened, if somebody
But they
took
haven't
the
even
stand.
gone to court yet. They haven't even announced the trial date, nothing.
Well, they're setting it up.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I think it starts in January, right, of 2023.
And that's what they said.
It just sounds very
But, you know, they
premature.
also could be talking to other people in the music business. You know, you could talk to somebody like a Kevin Lyles, who's worked with them. I mean,
But don't you
there's
think
multiple family members, other people in the neighborhood, teachers.
Don't you think that's the problem with a lot of these cases, though? These cases get played out in the court of public opinion before these people actually have their day in court. Like
I don't think the docuseries is coming out now.
They're
But
following
they're
the
starting
court.
to work on it. So, yeah, so
As
they have to start.
he goes to
you know.
court and the proceedings happen, I think they're going to be following the proceedings and going to court.
Because you can go on YouTube right now and pull up so many different YouTube documentaries about this situation. And I'm like, yo, these guys haven't even had their day in court yet. How y'all know so much?
I just don't like how,
All right.
these documentaries, they do these documentaries and it don't feel like the family gets none of it. Like you do a documentary and you do a whole show on somebody's life and they don't eat off of that.
Yeah, I highly doubt that's what the family's thinking about at a time like this.
I mean, because the money can help pay the lawyers, attorney fees, and all that other stuff. That stuff, that court is his trial is gonna cost millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, prosecutors also have alleged that a nurse tried to smuggle cocaine and marijuana into jail for Gunna, as Gunna is awaiting for his trial to start. And they have photos of the nurse and the alleged drugs that she attempted to smuggle that started making the rounds on social media. But according to Gunna's attorney, he has completely denied the accusations. He said none of the allegations made today, these so-called new allegations, are accurate. All they're looking for is for their son to get a fair shake, and they don't think that's happening so far. And that's with stories like this that have been happening. But what they're saying is the woman was confronted, she dropped the bag and took off.
Yeah, I wondered about that too. I'm like, how did they know those drugs were for Gunna? Like, how did they put that two and two together?
I mean, maybe they said she was going to visit him. I don't know. How, we don't even know this is true.
I'm so
This is according
confused
to
with
prosecutors.
the Gunna
Prosecutors
situation.
are claiming the nurse tried to do that.
I'm so confused with the Gunna situation. Gunna's an artist. He's a rapper signed. They said they caught him because it's almost like conspiracy, but Gunna said it's not. I'm an artist. I will come home. You can tap my phone lines. You can see who comes in and out. And they're still not letting Gunna out?
And what's sad about that Gunna situation, too, is that headline, right? The headline, nurse brings drugs to Gunna. You don't even know if that's true or not.
No.
But the headline is already out there. So when he does have his day in court and you try to pick a jury or whatever it is, they've already seen headlines like this.
Correct.
It's like, man, playing things out in the court of public opinion hurts everybody when they actually got to go to court.
All right, and Cameron Diaz was on the Second Life podcast last week, and she feels like she was actually a drug mule at some point in her life when she was trying to start her modeling career in Paris. Here's what she had to say about that.
I didn't work a day in Paris. Like, I was there a full year. I got like one job, but really I think I was like a mule carrying drugs to Morocco. I swear to God. It was before like TSA or anything like that. It was like early 90s. And they gave me a suitcase that was locked that had my costumes in it, quote unquote, air quotes. And when I got there, the guy was like, whose suitcase is this? Can somebody open it? And I was like, literally, all the calculations in my head went running back of like, what the is in that suitcase? I'm like, this is really unsafe. I was like, I don't know. It's not mine. I have no idea whose it is.
So what was in the suitcase? This ain't Pulp Fiction. I need to know.
She doesn't know. She said it wasn't hers. And she got out of there.
Somebody out there just heard Cameron
Can you
Diaz.
imagine?
Somebody out there just heard Cameron Diaz tried to carry drugs into jail for Gunna from Morocco.
You stupid, shut up.
Somebody just heard that. I'm telling you, somebody just heard that in their mind.
That story just played out completely different for Cameron Diaz than it would have for anyone else. All right, well, that is your rumor report.
I ain't gonna lie, that sounds like she just was describing Pulp Fiction to me. I think people just be getting on these podcasts making up stuff at this point. If you listen closely, some of these people be describing scenarios for movies. I heard The Game last week. The Game sounded like he was talking about Boys in the Hood.
What?
He said he saw a dead body. They was playing football in the street. Maybe that's an LA thing. I don't know. But it sounded like Boys in the Hood.
That is
and
Boys in the
Cameron
Hood.
Diaz just now sounded like Pulp Fiction.
My goodness.
Okay.
All right. Well, we got front page news next. What we talking about?
Yes, Joe Biden has signed an executive order, and that is for abortion access. We'll tell you what that's all about.
All right. We'll get to that next. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.